What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? You might be listening to X right now. You might be listening to talking heads like myself that are telling you that we are on the cusp of an absolute breakout, a parabolic run. Bitcoin's going to go crazy. You're starting to see the altcoin season FOMO kick in. Now, does that mean that it's going to happen? Well, that's complicated. I do think that we're in the right path, and I'll show you a couple of indicators that have told me that we are about to have at least a mini altcoin run, because it does look like that. However, if we expect something to happen, we never get it to expect. So institutions, they like to make sure that you're not, if you're the one making all the money, they're not the one making all. They're working against you. They hate your guts. That's just the way it's. Now hit the like button on the way in. I'll explain to you what's going on. And I think we're fine, ultimately, for the entirety of the market. Luna Classic, I think it's fun. Let's check it out. Before we get started, make sure you go to Trobits.com today. Trobits.com is where we burn Luna Classic every single day using only ad revenue, no money from you. Every single day they are burning. Yesterday, 169,000. Day before, 184,000. So every single day they're burning a pretty good amount. The more you interact with this protocol, the more we can do in terms of burn. So, and by the way, the price, while the price is down right now, this is a great opportunity if everybody took the time to just come to Trobits.com, engage with it, and boom, the next thing you know, we burn 3, 4, 500,000 in the course of a day. Could be one of the biggest protocols. So make sure you sign up. By the way, there is a login. You don't need to sign up. My bad. Also, create an account on Terra Casino. Put your @ down in the comment section down below. On Friday, I'll be choosing 3 winners of $100. Make sure that you sign up. TerraCasino.io today. Link in the description down. Okay, so the big thing that we need to talk about is going to be this UNA protocol, game changer for disenfranchised communities. I really listen. All I'm saying is the way I look at this right now is that this is just kind of a cash grab to get you away from Luna and USTC, okay? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with these people. I'm not saying there's anything bad, but to me, this appears to be this is an advertisement. By the way, this is an advertisement to get you to sell your Luna for UNA. Really is. And by the way, when you look, for example, total supply 45 billion, initial price is going to be 0.0003. Now you, in your mind, you're looking at it and you're like, from where I am right now, does that mean I'm better? And you're incentivized to do that. And then they're going to give you initial market cap of 536,000. And you're like, you know what? If this runs out of market cap, then I would be getting myself a 200x. This is, oh my God, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. And then fully diluted market cap, 40 million. So if you were to take these numbers and actually do the math on it, then you would find that only about 6% of the supply is being released into the wild. The team is holding on to most of it. That's why the fully diluted valuation is going to be so high, because they're going to control most of the supply. And you know what that means? That means that they are in control of whether or not it pumps or dumps, and they can sell on you at any time. I don't like the way this is set up at all. Now, by the way, when I say that, I don't mean that there's anything wrong. You'll see different cryptos that are like this. Ripple is like, there are plenty of different cryptos in which the creator holds a significant amount of supply. That's not the problem. When you go through here, all this is a fluff. And what it says, it doesn't say anything about how they're going to fix anything for you. They just use big words to make you think, uh-oh, FOMO. What is UNA? UNA is on a mission to resurrect and recapitalize across the world. That's not a use case. See what I'm saying? Why should you care? If you've been affected by the DPEG event, you deserve a piece of the future. That's not a use case. UNA is about revitalizing collapsed dormant communities, and you're one of the people who've helped build the foundation. That's not a use case. It's free to claim your tokens, and by doing so, you're positioning yourself at the forefront of a game protocol. Again, that's not a use case. None of this is a use case. So guys, I'm going to warn you about this, and I'm going to leave it at that. I don't see any reason for anybody to do anything with UNA at this point. Now, that doesn't mean that they flesh this out and come up with real information. Okay, then maybe something would change. But again, what's the utility of UNA? Recapitalization asset for UST, Luna, and other projects. How? Earn G UNA, a governance token that powers launchpads for new projects like BitConnect, One Squid Game variants. That's basically a launchpad. We already have Terra Pump and we have LUNC Pump. So I don't know how this is going to do anything different. UNA's treasury will help resurrect collapsed communities and bring them back into the ecosystem. So UNA's treasury is going to be used to bring in other community that have collapsed, and they'll be incentive. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So guys, listen, if you think this through specifically, you're not going to like it. So we're going to move. Juris is up 10% on the day. So that's a very nice move. Garuda X, I'm not sure where Garuda is flying right now, but it looks like it's on a little bit of a dip for what looks to me to be another explosive sort of move. And in fact, it's really actually up. You can see that right there. It's worth about 156. Remember, it's $25. It's now worth $50. So a nice little 6x off of it. But generally speaking, not a whole lot of movement. We are getting the Binance wallets done for sure. Injecting the liquidity into Terraport looks like it's going to pass. Again, if you like this, if you agree with this, then here's all the people that are voting yes. The Kryptonian, the only no so far. Interstellar is the only no with veto. Terraport are abstaining. So we'll see what happens over there. And then the EUTC, not going to happen. Now, there's a good segue into that, and let's go ahead and cover that right now. Leonardo, to the few LUNC holders that delegated with me, he's closing his LBDN validator. May the 6th going to be, yesterday was the last day, but there's 47 million LUNCs still sitting there. Also, there was a conspiracy that Ceramic was actually Ed Kim, and Edward Kim may be behind the whole repeg plan, Binance tax exemption. Edward Kim, secret project. Remember, he was a secret project. It could have been something like that. How is Edward Kim involved? Ceramic, he abandoned the UST system. He's excited about the plan. So people are just coming up with this little thing that says maybe, just maybe, that Ceramic is Edward Kim, but Leonardo is saying publicly and confidently that it is not the case. And when I look at my analytics, a big thank you to the many people in Thailand who follow me too. And, so it's not a thing. Now, again, I have said that I don't like USTR versus UC. I don't know that there's a reason to be nervous about it. So I don't want to be disrespectful to what Leonardo and Ceramic. I would just like to see that bitch, if you will. Like, I would like to see be the one that really, really latch onto that takes off and not converting it to ER. Too much chance for a manipulation of some sort. Not even from these guys, but from people who are flipping it and moving over into it. So, it's possible that USTR is the future. It's also possible that we can figure out a fix. So, for right now, I'm not supportive of moving anything off of the chain and switching from USC to something else, but that could change as data or better data becomes available. Now, burn 667 million. Yesterday, we ended up burning about 49 million by the end of the day. So, remember I told you it was really bad, but ended up being okay. That's not a great day, but it's, look, there's been times where we've only burned like 150 million for a week. If we were burning 50 a day, then that's a lot more than, I wouldn't like it, but okay, I'll take it. And as far as UST on that one, we got to get a repeg, and it's got to start happening, and we got to get it immediate. Like, if you want parabolic moves, if you want stuff like that, there's one thing, and it's the burn of tokens. So it does not increase the value. It just dilutes the supply so that the remaining coin or token that exists becomes more valuable by virtue of that. We still have to pump the chart by market price and market cap and to get to, but dilution of the current supply is, I think, paramount. And we're at about 5.4 trillion circulating. Is that, 5.4 trillion circulating. I mean, listen, it's very simple. We got that down to 1 trillion. You're talking about a 4x or 5x on the price that you're at right now. So, there is a path forward. It's just a matter of getting. There really is. So we're going to have to come up with something going, and we're going to have to do it before we're forced to do something else. And remember, this is still carrying 5.59 billion of debts. It is prohibitive. It is grossly prohibitive for you. So what I would like to see is a repeg where every flip back and forth between USTC and LUNC just burns something. And every single day we just get a burn. And it's on chain. And it's not, you can whitelist whatever wallets you want on exchanges, but if you incentivize people to come over here and you create a path or a method, but we could burn a huge amount of supply if people are participating and it's not costing them anything, then guess what? I think we would get a lot of activity on the chain, would see an enormous spike. Now let's talk price action, and then we're going to get into the future of Luna Classic. So we're on a blue candle today, green candle, if you will. So also remember, there was, one of the things we're looking at is we're looking for these kind of things right here. We're looking for those wicks down at the bottom that usually signifies an upward trend. Well, we got a wick right here, so that could signify an upward trend and a little breakout. So I'm excited about that possibility. Also, zoom out here, and there is, that's our move. I moved that out of the way right there because I think, we had that bounce, and now I think that the move is going and we're at the top. Now, remember I moved this slightly, I moved the bar, but I told you guys over here that we're going to dip down here, then we're going to start to pump, and it's not linear. It's you see it actually playing out over here. It's just, it's going to be sideways, then we're going to get just a crazy move towards that upside. So I do expect that that's coming very, very soon. I don't mean that we can't break down. Now, what I did before was this right here, because there was a lot of data points that were really connecting to it, including one right here, which of course means that to me seems like, and I adjusted it, but it seems like that really is the path. Now, you might look at it and you might say, well, no, Believes, it's actually this right here to this right here to this right here. That is the path right there. Well, then why am I bouncing off of this area? You know what I mean? I do think that I'm right in this one. Again, it doesn't mean price is going to move up or down in any direction. It just means that I think that that's where our support level currently is. So I would like to see a nice little spike here. Let's get above 407. Let's see a little growth in that perspective. That happens, and then maybe we start to see a little. Now let's close this off with LUNCtoken.org. Took the time to come up with a list here. Think Terra Classic is dead. Think again. 2025 could be the year everything changes. Here's a full breakdown of the upcoming upgrades and why. Number 2, the myth. Nothing is happening on the Terra Classic. The truth is, multiple dev teams are working right now on critical upgrades that could reshape the chain. Let's start with stability. New proposals are on hold. Why? Because SDK 0.47 introduced bugs and the community chose to prioritize fixes over new features. That's how mature chains operate. BLV Labs is ready to launch a burn tax whitelist module. This will allow certain wallets to be exempt from the burn tax, more user and fewer friction points. Also, Orbit Labs is cleaning out legacy Terra-specific code from the Cosmos packages. Once that's done, BLV's module goes live. Clean code equals stablecoin equals developer confidence. Next up is Anterior Solutions and Strathcole are fixing the bugs. Once stable, the network will upgrade to Cosmos SD5, bringing better performance, stronger security, and new modules. And yes, the repeg is still alive. The upcoming vote will decide whether to adopt a collateral. It will not pass, but that's discussion right now. Doesn't mean that it's bad, just means that I don't think it's going to work. Number 8, want to dive deeper? Check out the full article here, and this is LUNCtoken.org research, and you can pull up what they're talking about, and you can get an ID. Stability, LV, and solutions. What about the repeg, where it stands today? Active network with over 100 validators. By the way, look at this. Active network with over 100 validators, nearly 1 trillion LUNC stake, growth base of global supporters and developers, IBC and Cosmos live, and SDK modernization. Now, I think they kind of lost their train of thought on that. Why Terra Classic still has huge potential, loyal user base, skilled independent development teams, DAO-based governance, strong ecosystem, a real plan to bring credibility. So there is a path forward here. There's a path forward for Luna Classic to get on quite the run. Just an incredible move. But it's going to take some kind of catalyst, exploring, exploding, creating, doing whatever. Terra pumped.fun, maybe. LUNC pumped.fun, something. There's a spark. Once that spark hits, this thing is going to go absolutely crazy. A matter of moments now, because I do think that we're about to see a paradigm shift in cryptocurrency, definitely Bitcoin. And then I think that leads to altcoins. And as one of the bigger Luna Classic is going to benefit tremendously from that value. And by the way, don't forget, we are more functional now than we were a year ago. When we were 3 or 4 times higher, by the way, that's the important. We were less functional than we are now, much larger and more robust price cap, and the amount of supply was also much higher because we hadn't burned a whole lot of, we burned over. So you're in a better space. Just liquidity's been drained out of it because the market just hasn't done what we do. But it's coming, and when it comes, it's going to be rapid, it's going to be crazy, and we're all going to benefit from it. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Make sure for Terra Casino purposes, put your @ down there, and we'll call 3 winners. It's not financial advice.